This is the time of the year where you can't do anything remotely nice for yourself without people thinking it's because of your tax refund. I dressed up for a meeting last week and everyone asked, "Damn, Kevin, you got your W-2s and stuff back already?" No, I just used my iron today. Had brunch with some friends. I ordered an iced tea lemonade. These niggas are like, somebody got their tax refund. How broke do y'all think I am? Posted a selfie in the comments. Uh-oh, skin popping. You must have just came from H&R Block. Hashtag tax refund. No, I just used the Kelvin filter. But thanks, I guess. I wouldn't be offended if I actually got a tax refund, but I am an independent black single man and the IRS doesn't take kindly to my type. You aren't rewarded for not getting married and not having children. I have no dependents. I'm self-employed. They take all of my money. There isn't enough deductions to get a refund of standard. I wish I could ball out during this time of year. And I had enough. I was talking to someone, I was telling them about a trip I wanted to take later this year, and they got on me like, damn, that tax refund must be burning a hole in your pocket. And I snapped. I'm like, you know what? That's bullshit. How dare you assume because I am black, somehow I can't afford nice things and I can't go on trips. Like, you don't know how I got the money. Like, you don't know that I work extra jobs. You don't know that I save money. You don't know that I set goals. Like, how dare you? And they're like, whoa. I'm sorry, Kevin. I apologize. That was ignorant of me. But kudos to you for saving money, being responsible, setting a goal, and treating yourself to a vacation. You deserve that. Thank you for understanding. But I didn't do any of that shit. I used my rent money.
Yeah. The Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne. Yeah. The Outline. Yeah. With Kevin Dwayne. Yeah. The Outline. Yeah. With Kevin Dwayne. Yeah. This is the Outline with Kevin Dwayne. Kevin Dwayne with Kevin Dwayne.
Black Panther, in just 2 weeks, has surpassed 700 million worldwide in the box office. Like, it's inevitable that it's going to cross 1 billion. Do you know how awesome that is? You have to know this all black cast in this superhero film that's not about slavery, civil rights, or anything from our dark history with the world is breaking down barriers and making new records. Like, it is coming for the big timers. It's coming for the huge movies. I'm talking about Star Wars and shit, like that huge. And I am loving every bit of it. I am definitely going to see it a 4th time. I just wanted to get paid again. I was like, let me just make sure, I'm not giving them all my money. I've already spent $67 to be exact on Black Panther because I've seen it 3 times and I bought the commemorative cup for $7, but you got free refills with that. So, it all kind of lined up. I really wanted it. But I am going to see it again probably this weekend because it's just such a movement. And I was listening to Sensei Raven's podcast, The Healing Space. Make sure you check out The Healing Space. It's a great podcast. Him and Brandon are hilarious. And the show is all about healing. And there's a cool little meditation in the beginning. And nice podcast to listen to. So after you listen to this show, go check out his show. It comes on every Tuesday. So got to support my podcast brethren. But they're saying it's been so long since people have been so united around something. Before this was like Obama's first term, like when he got elected. It was just a huge moment in America where everybody felt as though they were in unison. Everybody wanted that change and everybody was excited about what was to come, and it was a beautiful time. And before that, they were saying it was probably when Malcolm X came out in the early 90s, and I had to agree. We don't have a lot of moments like this as Black people in general where we all are just really just in a very high-spirited place and is not surrounded in police brutality or racism. Like, it's a moment of pure happiness. So it's just a beautiful time. So shout out to everyone involved with Black Panther. This is an amazing feat. I cannot wait for the sequel and everything that's going to follow it. I can't wait to see how the story unfolds. I almost subscribed to the Marvel online plan where you can read the comic books. They had a deal where it was like $60 for the year, but I was like, am I that invested that I'm gonna pay for comic books like that? Like, if it was just a Black Panther like set, different story, I will buy just that. But to subscribe to an actual streaming service, I don't know that I'm that committed, but I do want to know what else happens in the comics. I've heard some things from other people, but I want to read it for myself and kind of get into it so I can be prepared for whatever's going to happen in the future, because this is a movement. So shout out to them. Another thing that happened this week, Safari's nudes have leaked. Well, it's literally just his dick. Let's just keep it real. Someone sent the picture to me the other day, and I was like, what in the Tumblr is this? You know, because we see dicks all the time on Tumblr. I have to say, I definitely have picked up a new interest for him. I didn't see it for Safari for the longest time, especially back when he was with Nicki. He was mad corny, and that's been the general consensus. He was super corny. He used to be pop locking on stage and wearing weird ass furs and just doing the absolute most, and he just seemed so goddamn corny. We're like, Nicki, why are you putting up with this nigga? But we now see, and I hope you can handle this curve, because that thing is nice. It's very nice. Now, don't get me wrong, because I've noticed the responses online have been, pretty predictable and expected. You have people who are like, oh my God, this is like the nicest penis I've ever seen ever. It's so big, it's so large. Then you have other people who are like, man, that's an average size dick. Why y'all hyping him up? That's regular. I see dicks like that all the time. Now, both of those sides are kind of like off. But people have different sex lives. Okay. Is it the biggest, most beautiful dick I've ever seen in my life? Absolutely not. Who the fuck are you talking to? No, of course it's not. But it's not an average penis either. So people who are like, oh yeah, like it's just the dick or it's whatever. Nah, you bullshitting. It's pretty nice. It's pretty damn nice. But people like me, shit, we see dicks all the time. Like, you can't even scroll on Instagram, at least my Instagram, without seeing somebody naked. Tumblr is available. Hell, Facebook's available. Like, Jacked, Grindr. People are seeing dicks all day. So it's not like it's like, oh, this is the dick of all dicks. But I gotta give credit where it's due. Like, it's pretty nice. It's pretty moisturized. It got a nice little shape to it. I definitely was looking for a SoundCloud link because I want to hear his mixtape now. Send it to me, Safari. Are you on Dat Piff? Are you on SoundCloud? Where is your music? I'm now interested. I want to hear it because I feel like I should be into it now. So, yeah, good for him. Good for him. I know. Yeah. Good for him. Go Safari. Drop that album though. Drop it. It's right now is the time. This is your hype, because now every time people hear your music, they're gonna be thinking about that. So go ahead and make it very sexual. Add the whole island theme to it. Maybe do a little, a little reggae action or something like that. Make it very sensual, because people are going to always think about that dick, and you have to accent your features. No one's thinking about Nicki anymore. No one looks at you and thinks about Nicki. They're thinking about that dick. So this is a good time for you. Make sure you capitalize on it. Moving on. So why? And this is a conversation between me and my other Black gay male listeners. If you are a fan of Kaya, why? I really want to know why. Why are y'all supporting this woman? Why are you holding on to her? Why are you allowing her to say insensitive shit about our community and you still love it and think it's great and think it's beautiful and think it's real? Like, this woman is the definition of toxic. Like, the definition of it. Like, she is trash. She's absolute fucking trash. Like, every time I've seen a clip of her, she's always saying something about a tranny, sissy, punk, fag. She's saying these exact words, and then they'll turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not homophobic. Stop saying I'm homophobic. Y'all just sensitive." She said something to the extent of she used to be a sissy punk faggot, but she found the Lord, and in this life, he gave her a pussy. That came out of her mouth, but yet gay men are like, "Oh yeah, we not offended by it. We not offended by it. Like, what's the big deal?" This is terrible. This is absolute terrible. Like, stop fucking supporting her. Stop supporting Kaya. Kaya is a trash ass individual. And I don't get it. Like, why are y'all so fucking into this? Like, she is literally insulting you and your identity and the community that you're a part of, and you support her? I don't get this whole idea of that's just keeping it real when someone is actually saying that you don't even belong. Someone calling you a sissy punk fag who hasn't found the Lord is obviously telling you that they don't think your morals line up. They don't think that you are about shit. They think they're using that as an insult. So your identity is used as an insult, and you're okay with that shit? Let's leave Kaya in 2002, please. Like, why do y'all keep taking her along for the ride? You see how she operates. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, there is so, like, her fan base is largely black gay men. Largely. And she insults them at every single turn. And yet, people just love it. Oh my God, Kaya's so funny. She's so hilarious. Oh my God. She's delusional and a hater. And I need people to wake up and stop going up for this woman. Please stop going up for this woman. It doesn't make any damn sense, y'all. But whatever. Today's episode of the Outline Podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering the listeners of the show one free audiobook in 30 days to listen. And after your 30-day trial, you get to keep the audiobook. You can redeem this by going to www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. Once again, that is www.audibletrial.com/outlinepod. This week's episode is also brought to you by the LGBT Arts and Culture Music Festival taking place Memorial Day weekend in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. The all-inclusive weekend includes live concerts, island excursions, a film fest, networking parties, and more. Sean T will be hosting the Vanguard Awards Gala, and Tamar Braxton will be honored this year. You don't want to miss it. You can get more info and register at lgbtmusicfest.com. You can also follow them on Instagram at lgbtmusicfest. Make sure you let them know that Kevin Dwayne of the Outline Podcast sent you. Let's get back to the show. So, how in the fuck did I get catfished last week? Let me tell you how it happened. So, let's see. That had to be 3 weeks ago. I got super liked on Tinder. And I told my friend Brandon, I said, no one of quality super likes on Tinder. Like, there's no argument about it. Like, fine niggas ain't out here super liking other fine niggas on Tinder. It's always gonna be an Uncle Fester type. It's gonna be someone who don't live in the country. It's never going to be a local fine ass nigga. And I still hold that weight. So I thought I was going to end up eating my words instantly because I got super liked like the next fucking day. Hell, I think it was the same day that I said that shit to Brandon. I got super liked by this fine ass dude, and I was just like, okay, this is what's up. So we started chatting or whatever. The conversation's flowing. You know, we're in the Tinder feed first, because you can talk in Tinder first. You both swipe right if you don't understand. that's when it opens up for you to be able to have discussions. So we're chatting. The conversation seems cool as fuck. He then says, hey, here's my number. Can you text me? I'm like, cool. So I text him. I notice he has a 310 number. And I'm like, oh shit, this nigga is from California too. That's what's up. So we're chatting about California. You know, he had all this shit to say about it. I'm like, cool. You know, we're both from there. And he also lived in Atlanta. I'm like, dope. He's local. He's fine. This nigga gave me a whole backstory about his heritage, his lineage, where he fall in line with his family, like his siblings, his job, his birthday. Like, we legit had a dope ass conversation. So I'm like, oh, that's what's up. That night, we talk on the motherfucking phone for like 2-3 hours, like having cool ass conversation. He seemed cool as shit. Am I thinking this is not a real person? Not at all. No red flags there. I'm like, damn, like, this is dope. Funny thing is, the next day, we were talking about hopping on FaceTime. And he actually offered this shit. He was like, oh, like, we should FaceTime later. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. But we never got around to doing it. He then asked me if I wanted to meet him for dinner the following fucking Wednesday. So naturally, I was like, yes, let's go ahead and do this. So the weekend happened and we didn't really talk that much because I guess he was busy working or whatever, and just life happens. I would try not to trip, like whatever it is what it is. I have this date coming up. So on Tuesday, my intuition kind of had me feeling like something was up, but I was like, this could just be a mental thing. So I mentioned it to my closest friends instead. You know, I'm not one, I know who to go to when I need certain advice about shit and when I feel like I'm overthinking. I was like, you know what? Something doesn't feel right about this dude just because something doesn't feel right. But I don't want to second guess myself either. And they were like, no, just chill, you know. Give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that and just, and see what happens. But something doesn't feel right. So I shoot him a text. I hadn't talked to him in a few days at this point and was just like, hey, are we still getting up tomorrow night? This was Tuesday, so we were getting up on Wednesday. And he was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see you, blah, blah. Where do you want to go? I want to make sure that it's a spot that you can eat because of, you being vegan and stuff. And I was like, see, like, that's what's up. Like, I'm happy that that's something that you actually would care about. So we coordinate this. So I was like, let's go to, Mellow Mushroom in Buckhead. And, we'll meet there at 7:00, blah, blah. He's like, cool, bet. I can't wait to see you. Dope. So I'm like, I'm getting excited again. I'm like, cool, like, this is what's up. I'm really feeling optimistic about this shit. So the very next day, the next morning, he texts me and says, it's date night. I can't wait to see you tonight. I'm like, dope. Like, I'm excited at this point. Like, this is what's up. Like, I'm glad that, I'm about to go on this date. I ain't been excited about a date in a long ass time. This has potential to be something super dope. So fast forward to the end of the day after work, I get dressed. I'm, making sure I look fly. It's the first date, first impressions, no representatives though. Like, I was still myself. I didn't put on a whole new face and no shit like that. But it was very much like, damn, I'm going on a date. Let me put my best foot forward. Let's be fly, put a little cologne on. Cool. So I get up to the restaurant, I park. There was a whole parking situation where you have to park in the deck across the street. So I wanted to make sure I was parked in the right location. So I got there a little bit early, as I naturally do. So I go in, I'm like, did I park in the right spot? She was like, yeah, you parked in the right spot. Let me go ahead and validate your ticket now so you don't get charged. I'm like, cool. Well, since I'm here, can I just get a table for two? Because I thought about just waiting, until he got there and we both would just go in together. But I was like, I'll just go ahead and sit down or whatever. So I'm sitting there, it's like 6:55 and he's supposed to be there. We're supposed to meet at 7. So cool. So I'm sitting there chilling, a little anxious because I don't know like what to expect. So at 7:00, I get a text message. Like, I get like 3 text messages in a row that says, on my way, sorry, on my way. I'm like, okay. And I literally text him like, okay, it's cool. Like, see you in a bit. He's like, I should be there by 7:15. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a fan of lateness, especially when it comes to first impressions, and I'm really big on not having my time wasted. But I know that shit happens, and I'm like, listen, benefit of the doubt, it's cool. He's gonna be late, no problem, not tripping. But I am kind of side eyeing a little bit, like, damn, like you're late on the first date, and I'm just sitting here. But whatever. So I decide to order a drink. I'm like, I'm gonna order a drink just to kind of have something to do while I'm sitting here. And around like 7:10, that nagging feeling hits me again, that intuition that something's not right. Like it just hits me out of nowhere where it's like, nah, something doesn't feel right. Like, and it got really, really heavy. So at 7:15, he's not there. Now, this is where I start doing the whole mind thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to start nagging someone and asking, like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? So I'm going to give it another 10 minutes before I do anything. Now, mind you, by 7:20, I'm actually irritated at this point because I'm like, nah, this isn't right. Like, this nigga can't be an actual person, like, or something. Like, there's no way. And so at 7, I think it was like, what time did I text him? At 7:25, I texted him and I saw that the text message didn't land and it turned green from blue, which means I was blocked. I called the phone number. It went like straight to voicemail. I was like, oh my fucking God, I just got catfished. At this point, I am seething. When I tell you seething, fucking mad. I can barely even speak at this point because I'm like, how the fuck did this actually happen? Like, what the hell? Like, I talked to this nigga on the phone. We've had full conversations. We've exchanged hella fucking pictures. What the entire fuck? How am I being stood up right now? And how is this even happening? Like, what the fuck? So it goes back to the idea that I said. Fine niggas do not super like on Tinder. They just don't do it. They don't do it. This nigga was not an authentic person. So on the other side, there's the idea of like, well, what if this was a real person, which I truly doubt, and they came and they stood me up because they didn't like what they saw. That's kind of what I was rationalizing. I'm like, okay, what if he did like pull up or something and he saw me? The only thing is I was sitting in the window and I was at, if you live in Atlanta and you've been to Mellow Mushroom on Peachtree Street in Buckhead, you know that it's surrounded by windows and it's a small parking lot. So you can't, like, no one can really come in without you seeing them. And I was sitting by the window and it was barely like sunset. And I'm like, yeah, no, like, I didn't see anybody come in. Like, this is just legit not a real nigga. Like, they just didn't show up. We also exchanged hella pictures and talked on the phone. So I'm like, if there was any lack of interest, it would have already happened. So I'm so upset at this point. Like, I told the waitress to bring me my bill for my check, for my drink. And I'm like, let me get the fuck out of here. There was like, I can't say embarrassed. I was just annoyed that my time was wasted. Like, I literally left my home, got dressed, went to a restaurant to meet a nigga that wasn't actually a real person. And there's a certain kind of feeling that comes along with that makes you just say, fuck niggas. Fuck motherfuckers who play online. Fuck niggas who play with people's time. Like, it was a trash ass situation, you guys. Like, I was so fucking mad the rest of the night. Like, I couldn't even breathe through it. I couldn't get over it. Like, I was just like, wow, like, I really got played. I got fucking played. I was just outdone. And so I called my friend Brandon just to confirm to him, like, see, I told you fine niggas on super like on Tinder. He was like, well, I do it. I said, well, you need to fucking stop because it's not a good activity to do. Like, just use it regular like everybody else. And so we were talking, and I also noted, like, it took me about 30 minutes to get back home. So I got home about 8:15 because I stopped and got some food because I obviously didn't eat. And I realized I didn't get any text messages, any calls, or anything. I was like, wow, this nigga is legit a catfish and a fucking coward. Because I can't think of, like, if it were a real person in my mind, I would think you would get like at least an excuse like, oh, I couldn't make it, my car broke down. Give me some kind of bullshit as excuse. But instead, you waited until the time that we're supposed to meet to say that you were so-called on your way and running late, and then you fucking blocked me. and disappeared off the earth. And here's another thing. So I hopped on Tinder before going to bed that night so I could unmatch him. Because I was like, at this point, I don't even want to, like, even if you pop back up with some kind of excuse, I wouldn't want to fucking hear it. So I unmatched him. This motherfucking profile had new pictures on it. It was the same person, but it was updated pictures. And that shit confused the fuck out of me, but I was like, I can't put too much effort into this shit. I'm like, so are you just stealing these pictures from somebody, or is it you? Like, what the fuck is the deal? All I know is I got fucking played. I got catfish. I got. I shouldn't have called him a fat ass Kelly Price. It was trash, but lesson learned. Like, online dating is just not it, man. So now I'm on some straight up FaceTime shit from the jump. As soon as I meet somebody, if you want to meet me in person, we got to FaceTime. Fuck it. I'm not going through this shit again. That shit was trash, man. Like, I was over it. I was so fucking over it, you guys. Like, I straight up got catfished. Like, I was in a restaurant sitting by myself, waitress and shit side-eyeing me like, this nigga ain't got nobody coming. Like, she's checking on me every minute like, you good? You good? You need anything? Where's your date? Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Ain't no date. I got catfished. Ugh. I didn't get to be on TV or nothing, but nah. That shit was trash, but I had to share that because I need it to be a cautionary tale to all of you who are online dating. Fine niggas don't super like. So if you get super liked and they find, it's a catfish. That's just not how it works. It's just not. Like, I got played, y'all. And this is my first time like telling the story again since last week because it happened a week ago, and I'm already just like, but whatever. You live and you learn, and that is that. I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Please leave your comments on SoundCloud. Make sure you're sharing it with your friends. Also, rate the show on Apple Podcasts. Leave your reviews. Use the hashtag The Outline Podcast with your favorite quotes. Let me know what you think of the show. And thank you all for the support. I appreciate you guys tagging me. I appreciate all the love I get. It's an amazing feeling. So, yeah, good stuff. Enjoy your weeks, and I will talk to you all next week. Peace out.